Welcome to another episode of Ask the Child Therapist Kids Edition, where every week I help you learn how to crush your anxiety and OCD. So this week we're going to start getting into the nitty-gritty. So if you haven't watched my other kids videos on anxiety and OCD, you need to stop and watch those first because you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck if you have already watched my other videos. So I want you to watch the video on what anxiety is, how to name it, how to talk to your parents about it, and why it's important to not be bullied. Watch all my other videos and then watch this one because now I'm about to start giving you some other weapons for your battle. In my last video, I talked to you about paying attention to your channel. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. So I talked about paying attention to the bully, that you subscribe to the bully channel, the bully network. You watch all the bully shows, and your bully is constantly talking to you about what you should do or avoid to grow up bigger. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to watch my other videos first. Today, I told you last week that we were going to do something with that information. And so today we're going to talk about what you do when you have a lot of anxious thoughts. So now you're aware of your bully channel and you can see it, you call it out and you're like, that's my bully channel. That's my bully talking. That was my bully talking. But what do you do with that? Now, if you have anxiety, this video is going to be for you. If your bully is OCD, this video is not for you. Because remember last week I told you, you're going to handle those very differently. So if you have anxiety and OCD, this is for your anxious thoughts and not for your OCD thoughts. That might be a little confusing. I do have a grown-up video on the difference between anxiety and OCD, and maybe you can watch that with your mom or dad. But today I'm going to talk to you about anxious thoughts. So these aren't thoughts that are compulsions or obsessive thoughts that make you do compulsions. They're just anxiety thoughts. What do you do with that? So you can't tackle the channel that's going on in your brain if you're not able to detect when it's your bully talking. So when your bully is talking, I want you to start labeling it a red thought. So a red thought is an anxious thought. It's a bully thought. It makes you feel nervous, gross, uncomfortable, upset. That is a red thought. The more red thoughts you have without fighting back, guess what happens? The more anxious you get. And the more anxious you get, guess what happens? The more you avoid. And the more you avoid, guess what happens? The more your anxiety grows. When your anxiety grows, the more red thoughts you have. It's this really horrible, vicious circle. Like you keep growing and not even knowing about it. So we want to tackle that circle. We want to say when we get a red thought, we're not going to grow it anymore. Because when we grow it, we grow our anxiety and then we have a bigger bully to deal with. So let me show you how this works. Now, in my examples, I'm not going to always pick the things that make you nervous or you anxious because there are so many different ways that anxiety shows up for different people, but it's going to look different for each kid. So some kids are going to be afraid that they might throw up. Some kids are going to be afraid to be in a social situation. Some kids are going to be afraid to be separated from their mom. Some kids are going to be afraid of bad guys or storms. There are lots of different anxiety themes, and maybe one day I'll do a video on all the different types of anxieties that are out there. But I just want you to know that there's no way that I can be a mind reader and do your exact fear and give examples that are exactly related to you all the time. Hopefully sometimes I pick up your themes and I'm talking about things that relate to you, but you're gonna have to get my overall idea of how I'm trying to help you crush your bully. So bullies start off with a small little red thought. I call them little snowballs. I don't know why. I'm weird. So a bully doesn't come with a huge snowball. It wants you to play its channel. It wants you to stay on its channel. And so it starts off really, really small. So I'll give you an example. So a bully red thought, it might start off with a little snowball and it might say, I don't know if you feel well enough to go to school today. And then you're like, I think I'm okay. And then the bully might give you another red thought and it might say, no, I think you're starting to feel a little bit nauseous. I think I feel okay. Now the snowball is starting to grow. getting a little bit louder. The volume on your channel is going up. No, you're feeling really sick. I wonder if you go to school, you could throw up. You could be really sick. I think you are honestly really sick right now. I think you are legitimately sick. This is not your bully. This is sickness. Oh gosh, do you think I am sick? Maybe I should tell my mom that I shouldn't go to school. I should just stay home. Guess what just happened? You just grew a snowball and you turned it into an avalanche. Now, I'm in Arizona, so most people don't know about avalanches in Arizona, but it's when you take a snowball and you drop it off of a mountain and it builds up speed and it grows into this huge thing and it can turn into a huge avalanche. That is what anxiety does. That's what your bully does. That's what red thoughts do when you grow snowballs. So you need to pay attention to when you're growing snowballs, because if you don't, guess what just happened in that scenario that I just used? The bully won, because the bully wants you to avoid, and that's how anxiety grows bigger, and it convinced you that you felt sick, which we'll talk about this in another video. It does have the power to make you physically sick, which completely sucks, but it does, and that will be a whole video topic. But ultimately, its main goal is to make you avoid. And so when you don't go to school, your stomach's going to feel better within an hour or two because you did what the bully wanted and you avoided school. Done deal. One for bully. Your stomach will feel better now. We'll talk all about that in another video because that deserves its own separate video. But I want to teach you how to not grow snowballs and to fight back with some green thoughts. So let's talk about what happens when you're being attacked with red thoughts. So let's use the exact same example and I'll show you how to fight it with green thoughts. Your bully starts off really calm, really subtle. Oh, I think you're feeling sick. It's Monday morning. You don't want to go to school. I think you feel nauseous. Then you recognize I'm on the bully channel. I'm watching the bully show. If I keep watching this show without fighting back, I'm going to grow some snowballs. I don't want to grow snowballs because I'm going to be buried in snow in a minute, and that's not good for my anxiety. So then you fight back with a green thought, and you say, you're just trying to make me nervous because it's a school morning, and every morning when I have to go to school, you make my stomach hurt. Nope. Now your anxiety won't give up. So this is your anxiety talking. Nope. It's not me. It's not me. It's your stomach. You're honestly not well right now. You can feel it, right? Snowball. It will continue to try and fight you, and you have to fight back. And so then you might say, yeah, I am feeling sick. That is true, but it's because you're making me feel sick. When I feel nervous, my stomach hurts. That's just a fact, and it doesn't feel great. But if I stay home, my stomach's going to hurt tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And when will you stop? If I go to school and I work through it, eventually this game that you play is not going to work. So I'm getting my shoes on and I'm going to go and I'm going to face my fears and I'm going to go to school anyway. I don't think that's a good idea, says your bully. What if you get really sick? So you want to start fighting your bully, and I don't want to go into too much of detail on that one because I really want to spend a whole video on that. But you see how I'm fighting back? I'm not giving my bully time to grow really big snowballs. Let's take another example really quick, and then you'll get my point. Bully channel. I don't think you're safe going to bed at night by yourself. No, I'm fine. But what if something happens to you? It's really dark in here. Are you sure you're safe? Who's going to hurt me? I'm totally fine. I think that you should probably go and sleep with your mom and dad. You'll feel a lot better. I don't know, should I? Okay, so the bully is starting to grow the snowball. And if you stay on the bully channel, you're going to wind up in your mom and dad's bedroom and you're going to sleep there. But guess what? Your bully won and it won't be satisfied. And you're not going to grow out of it. A lot of times little kids will say, well, I want to sleep with my mom and dad, but when I'm older, I won't still want to sleep with them. Yeah, you will. You know why? If it's a bully, bullies don't go away just because you grow up. I can introduce you to lots of teenagers who are still sleeping with their mom and dad, and maybe that is you because you have a bully. That shouldn't be an embarrassing thing. That's an anxiety thing. And we're going to spend a whole video talking about that too. And leave a comment below if that's you, because I'll make sure to talk about that. So when you have a red thought like that, then you fight back. And you might say, you know what? Every night you try to make me nervous. And every night I run in and I sleep with my mom and dad and I don't beat you. Well, tonight I'm going to try to beat you. I'm going to leave all the lights on. I'm going to check my closet and I'm going to take some deep breaths and I'm going to put some music on and I'm going to do some things and I'm going to try to fight you. Now, I'll talk in more detail about how to really fight your fears when it comes to being afraid to sleep by yourself or being afraid to go to school. But I want to just give you an example of showing up to the battle and trying to fight your bully and being aware of the bully channel. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, if you want your parents to get support besides you, don't forget to let your parents know that I have a podcast totally dedicated to parents and teaching them how to be great parents to kids who have anxiety and OCD. I'll leave a link below. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know. You can give examples of what your red thoughts are, or you can talk about different topics that you want me to cover in the videos to come. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified as soon as my new videos come out. They should come out every Thursday. And until next week, I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do. I'll talk to you later.